Garnett Show, inspire and empower you, giving you the tools to build your brand. It's a new day for a new way to bring your vision to pass. Another day, here to recreate.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Akia Garnett, your host for the Akia Garnett Show, and it's Tuesday, and so, oh my gosh, it's a full day of branding for your small business, branding for you if you're an entrepreneur, branding for you if you are considering going into business and you want to know what it's all about, and also branding for you if you're working for someone else, but you are what we call entrepreneurial, meaning you're trying to pull out all of your entrepreneurial assets so that you can help create success for the business that you work for, the business that you're dedicating this season of your career to. Hello! It's time to get started, and am I excited about today's show? Oh my gosh, this week's show is amazing because it's going to be amazing because I've got two dynamite, wonderful people on with me as my guests. They're a power couple, okay, in the greater Washington, D.C. metro area, and I have a big feeling that they are going to expand outside of the D.C. metropolitan area. You're going to hear about these guys all over the country and all over the world because they've got a mighty big vision. They've got a big vision and they are using it to support the growth of many communities. They got their start in the construction industry using their talents to run a major company which is called Ladders and Things. It's a height access company, and I believe that that's just the beginning. Now, Ladders and Things is headquartered out of Bladensburg, Maryland. It's an amazing mission-driven company, and it's headed up by these two amazing people, Lawrence Todd and TaTanya Todd, and they are a husband and wife duo running things. Lawrence is the COO, TaTanya is the CEO, and you can see their work all over the Washington metropolitan area. You can see the scaffolding that supports buildings as you see construction workers who are trying to do all sorts of things like build, reconstruct, paint, whatever you have inside and outside when it comes to gaining access to high places. You see their work. Sometimes you see their banner where it says Ladders and Things, and sometimes you don't. But when you see scaffolding around the city, it's a wise thing to wonder if it's Ladders and Things who's supporting that job. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to some and reacquaint with others, none other than Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Todd. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, it's so great to have you both on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I know that you guys are busy moving and shaking, making great things happen, and we're going to jump right into our interview because I want you all to have as much time as possible to share your wisdom and expertise with the nation of listeners. My audience expands for the whole Tuesday programming to over 1 million small business owners and entrepreneurs every month. I'm excited because people will get to hear your advice from you both who have done great things, not just as one entrepreneur or one CEO, but together as a unit in matrimony. A lot of people want to be able to do that. I take my hat off to both of you. I congratulate you for doing such a wonderful thing, and let's get started. First of all, how did you get your start in Ladders and Things?
Well, how did we get started? We got started not through my plan, but through God's plan, God's design. To make it a long story short, we started with a business plan in which we spent a couple of months preparing for the SBA, for an SBA loan. We prepared this plan with friends and also my parents, my wife's parents, that helped us put this puzzle together. Once we
Wow.
had finalized the plan, we submitted the plan to the SBA. For the first time, they viewed it, looked over it, and we was blessed with $250,000 loan to start up ladders and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's back in that time of your life and of your career, because how long has Ladders and Things been in existence now?
Ladders and things have been in existence for 11 years now. Since
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, so 11 years ago, was $250,000 a lot of money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much at the time where they weren't basically giving loans out.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing that at the first try that they looked over our stuff and they were able to say, okay, you're approved. And we got out there and started, making money and never looked back since.
Amen. And when you all got out there and started making money, but did you just sit back for 1 minute and went, oh man, they gave us $250,000. Did that blow your mind just a little bit?
Oh, definitely it did.
And actually, it's still blowing our mind because, like you said, we put our first plan together, and they took hold of it. They loved it, and again blessed us with that financial.
Do you know many people who had tried on their first time and didn't get approved, or had to go back and do a bunch of stuff, jump through a bunch of hoops and stuff to get approved?
Actually, I've come in contact with several businesses that during that process, and they were during the process that I was putting all the documents together.
Yeah.
They were basically saying, "Look, we didn't get approved. So you basically they were saying that you want to try, put more effort into it, just trying to give us ideas on trying to get approved."
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I came in contact with like 2 or 3 companies at that time that didn't get approved around 2004.
Okay, so they kind of gave you a heads up, like you really want to make sure you got everything together because we didn't get approved.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really good though that you reached out to folks and you kind of got that heads up, and that probably made you even more thorough to make sure that you had everything.
Yes, and it did. It really did, because we was determined. Lawrence has been working working in the scaffolding business for years, and basically during that time, he was doing everything for his one major scaffolding company, and he said, "I can do it himself." And I said, "You know what? You can." So we rolled up our sleeves. We put all the documents together. We did what we needed to do to make things happen.
That's
and
great.
I'm very excited. And again, we have not looked back since.
Oh my gosh, and you guys are in the trenches together every single day.
Every day.
I love it. Okay, all right. So, Lawrence, considering that you have been in the scaffolding business for years, I know that your father taught you many things about business and life. Do you see aspects of him in your business? Tell us about that.
Yes, I see a lot of aspects about me. I'm sorry, about him and my business. As far as strength and the love of my family and integrity. My father has showed me a lot of things, and one thing mainly is to be strong and be consistent in whatever I do. He was self-motivating. He was fun. He's just a fun dad, but he inspired my life. He's the inspiration of my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
My father started me off in this business as a summer help with one of the major companies that was coming on and every summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then after high school, I decided to work full time with them. And the only thing I was looking for is to give me a nice ride, not to be in this field, not to stay in this field.
Yeah.
But through those times, I spent 8 years with my father in this particular scaffold company, and he used to get on me all the time. And the thing he got on me is about staying focused. No matter what the guy is doing to me, doing to the left, what the guy is doing to the right, it's all about staying focused and working hard. I watched my father come in sick, hurt, in pain, and he still fought through the days of to make sure he can provide for our family. So that's as I look back, that was a lot of encouragement to me to keep going, no hurt, no matter if I'm sick. But just to keep going.
Yeah.
Through it all, I've been trying to get out of this field, actually. Not knowing that my plan wasn't the plan that God had for me. I went to school for automotives, electronics, networking, everything I can possibly do to get away from this field. Again, but that wasn't God's plan. So as I graduated from these individual studies, all the pieces started coming together. Around 2002, 2003, when I was working for a specific scaffold company, management started to change, positions started to change, and they wanted me to take a seat backwards. And that was something that I couldn't deal with. So God gave me the desire. The desire was to start my own company. All the pieces was together. I knew accounting. I knew the networking. I knew how to construct the company. And a lot of seeds was planted through the customers that walked in and out of the door that I was serving at the other companies. And they kept asking me, was this your own company? Was this your own company? And I would say no. But that seed was planted well.
Wow.
And then with God's plan, it made this into a full circle. And that's how ladders and things was created. Not only from the help of my father and the strength of my father, but through God's plan.
Wow. That is so inspirational. I really appreciate you sharing your heart with us and telling us how you did everything you could to get away from scaffolding, but it found its way back to you, and your dad planted such a great seed within you that has given you the strength to build and continue building the legacy that he began building with your own experience and with your family. It's amazing how you started it with your father, and you're still running it with your family. That is amazing in itself, and I applaud you again. I thank you for sharing your heart with us, because somebody listening right now is struggling with, how do I keep going? How do I keep going with this? And look at where you started, 11 years ago with a $250,000 loan, and where you are right now. It's possible. So if you're listening and you're wondering, oh my gosh, what do I do? Listen to this story. He is inspiring us all to just keep going, even when, we might be thinking about, well, what else is out there? And hearing you say that God is the inspiration and that God is, the ultimate architect in your career and in your business is so humbling. It is so beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that as well. Thank you so much. Now, TaTanya, how do you hold down being a family woman and also a businesswoman? Because you both are running the business side by side every day. And naturally, business doesn't stop when it gets home. You still get a chance to talk about business. Plus, you get a chance to talk about family, your mommy. You also have a large extended family, I understand. So you're somebody's daughter. You're somebody's auntie. You're somebody's sister. How do you do all of these things? And also, by the way, you're somebody's wife. So how do you do all these things? How do you keep it together?
Well, Akia, I can be honest. It has been very difficult. Having a committed husband, determined to supply our every need, not one. That's the key. Our every need, not one. Made it much easier, to dedicate my time to the children. Now, I will say I do not spend as much quality time that I would love to spend with my husband because, day in and day out, we're at work making things happen for our children.
Yeah.
But that time here with him, it's easier with him. But eventually we're going to get better at that with that quality time. And I guess that's what you miss out when you're a husband and a wife team working together to make it happen for your children.
Yeah.
Just recently we hired a phenomenal nanny, and I must say my niece, she keeps me straight.
Wow.
I feel comfortable. I really, really feel comfortable with my husband and working alongside with our 23-year-old son. And he's not shown in our picture, but he's helping us out here, and we feel confident that we're going to make this business go to the next level.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And it's good. It's good to be able to be at a stage where you actually can hire a nanny. And that takes off, some of the challenges, and the stress, when you're thinking about who's with the kids.
Yeah.
While like you said, while we are making things happen for the family, for the children, who's with them. And so it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that, and to be able to do that with someone in the family is even more beautiful. So I'm happy for you that you have that relief there, and you can relax and really, really, make that business fire on all cylinders. And I hope that you all do, get to spend more quality time together, as you said, as well. It's one thing to look over at each other all day long and you both are stressed out because you got all this stuff that's on your plate.
Okay.
But it's another thing just to be able to kick back and, have a nice conversation without the phones ringing and all of those great things, and just fall in love all over again. And so I know what that feels like, and I know that you guys keep on going, and it'll come. It will. But you do have to make it a priority. So I'm grateful to hear you all talk about that as well, because sometimes people can say, "Oh, I want to run a business with my husband. I want to run a business with my wife," and they may forget that just spending time together is not quality time. And so thank you for sharing that. Now, let me just ask you both for a couple tips if you did want to. If a person was thinking, well, I would like to at least go down this road and build a business with my spouse, do you have a couple tips on how people can approach that concept?
Yes. One, they will have to stay in love. I mean, if you're doing it with your wife, with your spouse, things can get a little hectic. But you just keep it there, keep it where it is, and just stay in love, and everything, all the pieces are formulated. It'll make the marriage stronger, and it also make the business stronger.
Now, I would add a little bit to that. Yes, he's absolutely right. Stay in love, because you do have your ups and downs, and you have people coming in and out.
Yeah.
One focus is that love. The bottom line, we're in love, and we're going to make things happen. The other thing is, of course, Lawrence always say this is his main thing: be consistent, be transparent, and share every aspect of your life. I mean, every aspect of your life daily, from finances to your thoughts, bad and good.
Wow. That's great. So, wow, that's pretty insightful, just to be transparent and share your thoughts with one another. Wow, thank you both for that. That is just amazing, and it sounds like your faith is central to you both, so I can tell that you both are keeping God at the center of your lives, and I would imagine that that's a tip as well.
Oh, yes, definitely. That's first and foremost. That's the center of our life at all times.
Wow. Well,
all times. You have to keep him first. You're absolutely right. I do apologize. You have to keep God first and all that you do.
And are you guys grooming your children to become entrepreneurs? How do you all approach that aspect? Because they're seeing you both together, and that's pretty much the life that they know. That's all that they really know. So in their minds, they're like, it's normal, it's natural for mommy and daddy to work together. Because that's what they see. At home, are you all grooming them to consider doing the same thing?
No, we're not. We're not grooming them to become. We're not. I mean, they're learning it indirectly, as you said. We're grooming them to become spiritual sounded, educated. They're educated with a strong work ethic to fulfill their passion and purpose in life. Now, if they chose to become entrepreneurs, of course, we're in their system. If they chose to be a doctor or a lawyer or a pastor, we're behind them. But definitely, the main thing is to be spiritually sound and have an education and a strong work ethic. Because whatever they do, as long as they have those three, they'll succeed.
Yeah. And how many children do you all have again?
We have 8. We have a 23-year-old that's not shown in the picture, but we have 8 altogether.
And when you look at each of them, do you see such potential for each of them? How do you cherish and bring out the best in each of them, especially when you all are so busy, when you all are so focused on providing for them at the same time and making sure that they have everything that they need, from an outward perspective, that they're doing well in school, that they're nutritionally sound, that they are getting the support that they need on every level. How do you also feed their spirits and their souls?
Well, it was very important to me, to Lawrence and I, to put them into a private school.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I know for a fact that they're getting fed God daily.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as nutritious-wise, we have the nanny, and we have she keeps me in constant communication with what they're eating. She gives me the grocery list, the daily meal calendar. So that aspect is good. But as far as when we come home, we want to spend quality time. So she's already bathed them. She's already fed them. She's already done their homework.
Yeah.
The only thing Lawrence and I have to do is come home and spend that quality time, which is very essential to us.
Wow.
So it's not as much, time because we get home late.
Mm-hmm.
But that hour, it means a lot to us as a family.
Wow. And so is it story time? Is it, just get up and ask questions time? I mean, is it
It's individual. We one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Like we individual quality time with their homework. Like my wife did do each child at a time, because there's no way we can do them all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
We go over their homework, and we go over the homework based on what the nanny basically gives me. She'll say like look, Jalil, my 8-year-old, hey, he didn't do so well in his classwork today. You might want to go over his work with him, or
Okay.
he's struggling with his homework. So she'll help him. I'll still take the time out and help him. And then, of course, Daddy's the main one that's hardly there as much as I am. So when he gets there, I'm gonna tell you, every last one of them just fall on his lap.
Yes.
Sit there, and it's all about love. It's all about love. And then I have to pull that one away and talk to that one in class or something like that. So
Yeah.
I try to be the disciplinary one with the children, because I know that when my husband comes home, he wants nothing but love and attention from the kids, and I don't want him to pretty much, basically be the bad guy unless he has to. Now, I'll pull my guns when I have to with him, but otherwise, he's the lovable one with them.
Yeah, and that's just great, because the last thing they need to see when you get home is a mean old daddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't need no Joe Jacksons. Here come daddy, here come daddy, here come daddy. Let's run, y'all.
But the kids, instead, they're saying that about me. I feel kind of bad, but we got to each play our role. And
Well, I think sometimes it's I'm not being partial here, but sometimes mommy coming down a little bit tougher than daddy is sometimes expected, but that's a beautiful thing that you get to come home and be happy, Lawrence, and not come up in there mad and throwing stuff and just stressed out and angry, and they go, wow, our dad always mad, That's a great thing. Bless you guys for everything that you're doing. That's just wonderful. I'm so grateful to be able to have this conversation with you all, because I know that your time is so precious, and I just thank you. And so, I have one final question for you regarding advice that you have for businesses who are trying to access capital, because that's a major challenge for many people. It's not, do they have a vision? Lots of people have a vision. They may not always know how to put all the pieces together to actualize it, to make it happen. But then they, get together and realize that, we really have a capital issue. And they may say, well, I can go to SBA, but maybe they won't be, qualified, or maybe they won't be approved. Or, they get into the business and they're doing really well, but they need more capital to grow to another to another level of success. Considering you all have been in business for over 11 years, I know that you've met certain hurdles that you had to jump over, and capital was required in order for you to build bigger, to move bigger. How do you advise others who are trying to keep going and grow bigger at the same time?
Now, I will say, Akia, I'm going to tell you, those are hurdles, and one of the hurdles, I'm bringing the children back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to teach credit at an early age. Credit is the key. Credit is the key to all things. And when financial cash flow starts to flow, when you get a big check or when you get good money, don't go out here and live above your means. You live under your means. You live under your means for a long time until you know that it's time there and, purchase this brand new house or a car that you may want it.
Yeah. Wow.
Credit is the key to all things.
Wow. Wow.
Personal credit and business credit.
Yes.
Yes, we have kept our credit. Actually, that's another thing that was part of God's plan. Before I met my wife, I had just gotten my credit together.
Mm-hmm.
And about the time I met her, that's when I understood that the credit was important. In any situation, it's important to get your apartment, car, or anything that you desire. You got to keep your credit in line.
Yeah.
And once we came together, everything, all the pieces fell in place even more. There's another story there because, again, God given me part of my desire, which is my wife. Mm-hmm. And once He blessed me with her, all other blessings fell in place quickly.
Yes.
It wasn't like it was. It took me years or years. It came together quickly. We got married in 2002. Had a daughter in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Started
the business in 2004, and it got back. Both of us got our bachelor's degree, and still working on our master's. So it's about just staying in line.
Yeah.
Staying in line. Don't go out there, like you said, and just splurge and spend your money on. I know you want the big car. I know you want the big house, but it's all about maintaining the business that will support your life and your family.
Wow.
So because we keep our credit in line, we really don't have any challenges as far as getting money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the business.
Mm-hmm.
You've been blessed. We have truly been blessed.
Yes, and you have that long track record of being in business since 2004, right? So you have that track record also. So you got the good credit, but then you've got your clients, and you've got this Rolodex of clients that you've supported over the years, and it's a visible business. So you've got these projects, and I mean, you can really see outwardly the great work that you all are doing, and so that's important.
And one other thing, Akia, not only, and I wanted to touch on this too. You're absolutely right. The clients and all of that is pertinent that you keep your cash flow. It's pertinent that you market and you go out there and basically tell people about your company and wear the logos every chance you get. Wear your company logos. The other thing, as far as when it comes to financial, one of the things that I did was I was able to when we go out to obtain credit or obtain lines of credit or loans for the business, equipment loans, vehicles. One thing that we do is we interview 3 banks. We interview 3 banks and we submit our paperwork to 3 banks at all the same time. Now, the key to this is, though, those 3 banks, I built a relationship with them for almost 6 years. Mm-hmm. And I constantly went in there just to talk to them and just tell them where we're going so they can see the enthusiasm, so they can see that I have a vision, but basically see that we have a mission. You understand?
Yes.
So we basically was talking to them even before we decided to go in there and get the line of credit and loan.
Wow.
And at that particular time, when we submitted our credit application to all three banks, I can tell you all three banks accepted our application and approved it.
Wow. And you got to choose. So you weren't sitting back waiting on who was going to select you or who was going to say yes. You were sitting back saying, who am I going to say yes to?
Exactly. And to be honest with you, I selected, Lawrence and I selected a package from each bank.
Wow. Do you hear that, folks? Do you hear that? So I told you that this was going to be a great conversation. I knew it was going to be great. These two have been hustling and building a legacy, building a life, building a future that their children and that they also can be proud of themselves. And I just thank you both so very much for being available to talk to me. Give everybody your phone number in case they're interested in reaching out, and your web address.
Sure, it's 301-209-0777. Again, that's 301-209-0777. Our web address is laddersandthings.com. Again, that's ladders and spelled out things, all one word, .com.
Awesome. Thank you both so much. Thank you.
You have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Thank you both. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
The Akia Garnett Show. The Akia Garnett Show.